Hello everybody, this is HG Shaves here. I'm back on the video. Hope this finds you well and in good spirits. So thanks to all the people who reached out to wish me a happy trip last weekend to Florida. Of course, I was there for only 36 hours and the mosquitoes, they just love me. So that's what this is right here. Man, I couldn't escape unscathed despite only being there 36 hours. But nonetheless, it was a wonderful trip and nice to get out of the Arctic tundra, as I lovingly call Chicago winter. So today, as you can tell from the title, we've got a special video. This is my 500 subscriber special. I'm going to be doing a special shave for you, and I'm also going to be announcing the giveaway at the end of this video. It'll be very simple to enter, but just stay tuned at the end of the video for the details of what you're going to get, things like that. So let's start with the most special thing of today, which this set is on loan to me from a good friend and supporter of the channel. Thank you very much. Not only is this a difficult to acquire set, but this also has some sentimental value to my friend and his family, and so I especially appreciate that he sent this set my way. Right, so it is Penhaligon's English Fern. This is a classic scent. I think it was released over 100 years ago now. And basically the story is they used to make this in a soap and also an aftershave balm. And then they discontinued it sometime in maybe the past 10, 15 years. They also made a eau de toilette. And interestingly, the EDT is the easiest thing for you to still find out there. If you ever come across these tallow pucks, because they did change the formula at some point naturally, if you come across these pucks, they're quite expensive, like $100 or more. So this is a special scent. It's sort of a spicy fougere, and I have really enjoyed using the scent. It definitely has some, old school vibes to it, for lack of a better word. And again, I'm just very thankful to my friend who is entrusting me with this set for the week. I also almost forgot to mention the Wolfman WR1's polo golf shirt. So thank you very much to the other supporter of the channel who sent this my way. Some people have asked already, are these for sale? Well, they exist and they kind of don't. It's sort of like a paradox, but I'm very thankful to have it anyway. And the first time I'm wearing a collar in a shaving video, which is funny because anytime I see people shave with a collar on, I'm like, what's the point? That seems far too serious for a shaving video. But anyway, I digress. Of course, we have to use a Wolfman razor as a result. This is the WR1 0.80 solid bar on the Darwin handle. So I had borrowed this razor from someone a good while back, and despite its aggression, I really enjoyed it. And so I had an opportunity to buy one maybe a month or so ago, and so I seized the moment, and we're going to shave with this today. Let's go ahead and load up the razor. We are continuing on the Bolzano trend. Maybe one of these days I'll stop using these, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's sort of my feeling on blades. I tend to stick with the same one for a while, and then eventually I get bored and then I swap it out. So we're just going to drop the blade in here onto the cap, like so, and then we're going to sandwich the razor head on there, and then let's go ahead and tighten it all down. Threading feels excellent, as you would expect, and there is just a tiny bit of blade overhang, which I don't mind because it helps me hold onto the blade as I tighten it down. And yeah, blade alignment looks fantastic. Okay, the brush today is perhaps the least special. We're just going to be using the Yaqi Rainbow Synthetic. With these old school soaps, I tend to like to use a synthetic brush for some reason, and so that's just the brush I've been using. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm just going to put some warm water on my face, and then we're going to run some water through the brush, and let's start to load the soap here. So again, it is quite a firm soap. That's what it looks like in this container. I think these were originally sold in maybe wooden jars, and then also you could buy like refill pucks. But it's better if you put it in one of these tubs, it'll last a little longer. And then let's just start to load the soap here. In typical kind of old school soap fashion, This starts off with a good bit of structure to the, kind of proto-lather. It kind of puffs up a little bit. And so don't let that deceive you. Make sure you get, a good load on your brush, and then you can add water later as you go. So to me, the English Fern scent, it definitely varies between the soap, aftershave, and balm. It's more of a soapy fougere with like a little bit of spice in the background in soap form, in my opinion. But then, like especially in the EDT form, it's much more spicy, and I feel like I can pick up on the clove top note a little bit more, which I think is what's giving it that spice. This is a great scent to me because it's sort of a nice middle ground between like old man fougere and then old man spice. I know some, like for example, to me, like Old Spice is kind of gross. It's too, well, spicy, I guess. And then also I know that scents like tobacco are a little bit polarizing for people, although I like tobacco. Anyway, I think this is a nice scent because it sort of bridges the gap between those scents that can be quite polarizing. I don't think this is polarizing. I think if you go in with the mindset that it's like a, just like an old school scent, and you like green scents, I think that you'll like this. Yeah, you're not going to be able to find the soap in Balm, really, but as of this week, when I was just looking on eBay, there is a seller that has presumably new old stock of the EDTs, and you can get those for a very reasonable price. Something like, I thought it was like under $30 for a bottle, which is great. It's a fantastic price. So take a look if you're interested, but yeah, it seems like the EDTs are the only thing you can really find out there easily and for reasonable prices. So yeah, there's not really much to the soap. You just keep adding water until you're happy with the consistency. That's how it is with most, but I'm going to keep doing that, and I'll bring you back here when I'm about to start my first pass in just a moment. Okay, we're back, and let's start with the first pass with the WR1.80. With this one, you got to really ride the guard, but I found that when I do that, I have a great result. I am going to take my sideburns up a little bit. They're just getting a little long, so excuse me while I sort that out. You can really hear that razor cutting. Just dealing with 2 days growth as usual, but man, you can hear it and you can feel it cut, that's for sure. No, wrong way, that would help. So the WR1 geometry is special in that it is, it's got a lot of exposure. So even though this is a 0.80 gap, which on like, other razors, that's not too crazy. Because it's got so much exposure, it's definitely considered an aggressive razor by, Wolfman and the people who have used it. The WR2 is less exposure, and so that's why you hear about people doing crazy stuff like getting a 1.55 gap on their WR2, which wouldn't really be possible with this. This is a very slim head, so you can get under the nose easily. As I always like to remind people, just because you can hear that great audio feedback when you're shaving at home, doesn't mean that you should change anything about your technique. Like, definitely don't add more pressure or anything like that, as tempting as it may be. I have still been using the Feather DX Artist Club razor, if anybody's been wondering. But I've just been using it off camera because I don't feel like I have too much more to add at this point. But soon I'm going to change up blades again, and I'll see if I have something, insightful to add about that. Okay, so that was the first pass. It really takes down the hair, not surprisingly. And let's rinse, and then I'll come back in for pass number 2 in just a moment. Here's pass number 2. All right, let's do pass number 2 across the grain, mostly. The soap feels good. Doesn't feel like the densest thing ever, but that's not the point. It doesn't feel airy either. And yeah, it just kind of works. That's the thing with these older bases, is there's just not much to figuring them out. I mean, not always. Like, there's some that I notice being finicky, but like, this soap, tobacco, even the vintage Williams and vintage Colgate soaps, I've never had really any issue figuring those out. So I guess that's a benefit. That's a benefit of using these older soaps as opposed to something new that might be more finicky. As well, you can't deny the nostalgia of using something old school like this, This razor continues to feel fantastic. You can definitely feel the blade. Like, going across there, I can really feel it, but it's not concerning at this point. As usual, I've been hacking myself up under the lip with that DX. That's just still kind of a tricky spot. I'm supposed to be going across. Well, let's go across now. Well, again, this razor is so efficient. I don't think it's really going to matter. Okay, quick second pass. Easy, effortless. And then I'll rinse and come back for the final third pass. Just a moment. Final third pass with Penhaligon's English Fern. Okay, final third pass with the WR1. Let's go against the grain, mostly here. It's funny, this is such a different angle going against, in those, remember in Geo Fat Boy's videos when he talks about going against the grain, he's always like, basically set the cap flat and then just tilt slightly. And I'm kind of doing the opposite. With this razor, which is fascinating. trying to basically set the guard flat and then tilt slightly up. So definitely a different technique, but I don't, like, it doesn't feel awkward for me to do this, even though I generally do write the cap. It feels very smooth, gets the grain also. To give you all a music update, the trip to Florida was fantastic. A friend of mine had a performance at a music convention, let's say, and he was nice enough to fly me out and hired me to accompany him, basically. We realized that we've known each other, and we've been playing music together for almost 10 years now, which is really cool. We met when we were in college, and then we've since gone our own ways. But the thing with the music world is that nobody ever seems too far. It's like, even if they're across the world, you know that if you keep playing, you'll probably see them again someday, you know, which is a beautiful thing. Here I'm trying to go very gently. Okay, let's call it there. And we'll go under the neck. So yeah, it was really good to see my friend again, and my favorite musicians to work with are the ones that are good people on and off the bandstand, as we say. So meaning they're good to you when you're playing music, but then you can have a conversation with them even if you're not up on stage. Just gonna feel around. The soap is definitely a little drying. There's not, kind of builds up, and I notice it, you know, like on this third pass, I notice just how drying it is. But you know, you can still buff. It's like it's not horrible feeling or anything. Okay, nice shave. I'm gonna rinse, apply some aftershave, and let's talk about this giveaway. I'm sure you've all been waiting. So be right back. Okay, we're back after a cool water rinse. Not surprisingly, the soap rinses easily. And let's apply some of this awesome English Fern Balm. Something that cracked me up on the back. I'll let you pause it if you read that if you want, but basically it says it's soothing and you should stop. The ingredients are good for 1 year. We're well past 1 year on this. The what's it called? The cap, you twist, comes out like this, and then you don't need much of this balm, and because there's no restrictor, it comes out quite easily. So see, every time it's more of like a milk kind of texture, which is not surprising given it's British. And as soon as I apply this, I get a big hit of the lavender. It's kind of a dry lavender, certainly, and then I can also smell more of that clove than what's in the soap. Not super surprising. The clove probably got a little burnt off in the soap making process. And so yeah, actually, I amend my previous statement, which is to say that I think this is actually the spiciest form of the three, and then that's what it is. And the EDT, I can smell more of that geranium top note. I believe it's geranium. So let's put the cap back on this special bottle here. And that's it. Very dapper presentation. I know that, these are were like luxury products, so you can definitely see that in the packaging. Okay, let's do this giveaway thing. Finally, geez. Okay, so we've had some very kind people give away things, and as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that I don't have one of those things. So hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna cut, and then let me go grab that thing. Hold on. Oops, stuff happens. As I was saying, we have some very kind supporters of the channel who have offered up things for this giveaway, and basically there's going to be 3 prizes, 3 winners. All you have to do is comment "I'm in," and then next Friday or Saturday I will pick winners via random comment picker, and then please be ready next week to email me your shipping details. If you think that you're not going to be able to do that next week, don't enter. We just don't need people slowing up the process. So the first gift comes from someone online whose name is a bunch of numbers, so just random numbers. So we call them numbers, and numbers sent what you think is just the awesome Spearhead travel case. However, there's more. I can personally vouch for this case. I've been using it for it's been like a year and a half that I've been using it, and oh wait, no, that's not right. I got it in 2019. Oh man, so it's been like 2.5 years that I've been using this case. And let me show you what's inside here. This is brand new, I think. And then inside we have a wonderful travel razor in the Gillette pre-war triangle tech, made here in the USA, a fat handle and a tuck of nassets to get you going. So again, I can vouch for this setup in 2 ways in that I've had this case, not this case, but I've had this Spearhead travel case for a long time. It's worked well. And then also that Triangle Tech, I have used a Triangle Tech as a travel razor in the past. So I think this is a great option, and thank you very much to Numbers. He's always been a very generous guy to me, and he also sent a bunch of fragrance decants, which I love decants. That's my favorite way to enjoy new scents these days. So that's the first prize. Now I have to consult the iPad here for the next 2 things. So the second prize comes from Frank. You all might remember Frank. He's the kind of sample slinging master. Frank has been a big supporter of this channel for some time, and he has offered up an unused set soap, and it's like a toner splash kind of thing from Cold River Soapworks called Fragile Confusion. I think that's kind of a funny name, and it's unobtainium and that you can't get it anymore, but I thought I would read the original scent description. So it says, "A scent so unique in its makeup that we need to take a moment and explain. The scent out of the jar is very light. Fragile is the appropriate term. Lathering the soap, the fragrance will appear and then fade, only to repeat the cycle throughout your shave. Finally, the scent makes a reappearance after your shave, staying with your skin. Not an easy concept to get your mind around. Confusion is the appropriate term." So there you go. That's the basis behind Fragile Confusion. It says fragrance profile: warm, smoky, spicy, sweet. How nice. So thank you very much, Frank, for offering that up. And then there's one more prize coming from Walden, who's also been a supporter of the channel for some time. He has offered up a set of Zingari Man the Master, which I'll read that to you. It's the soap and the recovery splash, I believe it's called. So the Master is a dark and spicy take on a barbershop style scent. This was made by Sean Mayer of Mayer Olfactive, and it has top notes of citrus, vanilla, tarragon, mid notes of woods, amber, jasmine, coriander, basil, geranium, bay, with base notes of vanilla, musk, ambrette, sandalwood, patchouli. So those are the 3 prizes. Because none of those splashes contain alcohol, I'll be happy to open this up to international viewers. So anyone in the world is welcome to enter, and all you have to do is write "I'm in," and then next week I will announce a winner. Again, please be ready to email me your info at that time. If you don't think you're going to be able to do that because you'll be out of town or whatever, then don't enter. Okay? So again, thank you all so much for 500 subscribers. This means the world to me. Thank you to those 3 people who generously offered up giveaway items, and yeah, I'm just very thrilled. So Hope you all enjoyed the shave. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. Feel free to leave those down below. And for now, this has been HG Shaves. Take care. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.